Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? Okie dokie, so today we will be talking about budgeting. Now, I think the best summary of this whole chapter is exactly what the quote opens with. If you're going for a kitten, start by asking for a horse. Now that goes into the very first thing it talks about, which is padding in the budget. Listen. Do not ask for exactly what you need because unless you're like at Kodak, there's probably like a 95% chance that that company is going to at least make you rework it once, right? So you don't want to get stuck with a budget that isn't enough to just do what you're supposed to be doing. You don't want it because cutting corners equals cutting quality. And when you cut quality, I guess if you do that to yourself, they shouldn't be surprised that you don't do as well, or maybe it's going to be harder and you don't want to make it harder on yourself than it already most likely is. And budgets in general, listen, there is a lot of issues. I think personally, like my thoughts when it comes to budgeting, I have always kind of had that bias, and I guess I grew up with it, was the fact that people really high up like to keep their salaries and like to giving themselves raises, so they automatically, I feel like, put some money aside for that. I know the chapter didn't really talk about that, but like if the budget was an operational order, like what the company needs, and then your salaries at the end, maybe things would work better. But I know companies don't get that, and like, you know. It's like when I plan for trips. Like, this is how I use this in real life. As you start by what you need first. And the first thing is make sure you have a place to stay. And you're like, well, how are you going to get there? No, work on a place to stay. And then how you're going to get there. And then activities. And so on and so forth. So when I budget, I also budget for the highest end possible. Because then again, I'll have that padding. So that we can go do more fun things and, you know, like actually have fun rather than be like, well, we'll be eating at McDonald's dollar menu for all 3 days in Vegas. And yeah, because that's not fun. And just remember, when you ask for more, like me, I'm saying is I'm taking that extra budget and I'm going to have fun activities. I do that because you use it or you lose it. And if business points, you be like, so you get that extra $200,000, let's say that you're padding, and then in the end you don't even need it. Now the problem is, if you don't use it, your company's going to take that and they're going to be like, oh well, you don't even need that. But you need to use it. Use it on things as it gets towards the end, maybe equipment that you think you'll need for next year, programs. Use it for something, because at the end of the day, you might not use it, and then next year something breaks or something happens and you're like, shoot, I have no room in the budget, and we don't want that. And with budgeting, we should be positively reinforcing how people use the budget, you know, lavish gifts, things like that the chapter was talking about. So yeah, I don't think this chapter was necessarily hard or anything like that. I think it stated a lot of things that were quite obvious personally, but I don't know. So thanks for coming and see you next week. Bye!